I don't think that people are crediting Brock enough for, I don't know if I would say like a transformation, but I think we have to kind of think about how we got here. And that would be Brock Lesnar being so bothered at the news of Vince leaving, retiring last year, to the point of him walking out on your Raw and
SmackDown, but yeah.
SmackDown, sure. And there being all this drama of like maybe he wasn't going to work for WWE anymore because he was such a Vince guy that he wasn't willing to stick around. And there, obviously, we've gotten to this point because he has been around. He's been working pretty consistently, far more than he has in years past. But someone made a good point about this on Twitter. The fact that he was down with the busting his face open says a lot about how he feels about the direction of his story, of the company, of Triple H, and how he feels about Cody, in my opinion. Because Brock went face first into metal clips, essentially.
Yeah.
And immediately became a redheaded monster to the point of like replays are in black and white. And I don't know if people think about this, but he is not one that is known for bleeding unless it like organically happened. This was very clearly a spot that was supposed to happen where he was supposed to bleed. So to me, that's, I don't know how to like explain it really, but I feel like that's a huge jump from where I would think Brock Lesnar would be at this point, like nearly a year into Triple H running WWE. I did not think that he would still be here working matches with someone like Cody Rhodes, you know, like even that was like a huge jump.
Well, that's the thing that's going to keep him here. You know, with Vince, it was, I'm going to work for Vince because he's protecting the shit out of me. You know, I'm working 4 matches a year, getting paid all this money. And because of Vince's booking style, I don't have to really show up. With Triple H's regime, it's the same thing, but it's like, hey, you're going to show up on Raw. You're not going to fight, but you're just going to kick some guy's ass, or you're going to be in a brawl, or, you know, you're going to cut just a promo of you screaming about pay attention to me. You know, all eyes are going to be on you, and they're protecting him in that way, which is, this is how you know, another reason it's a different era, because Triple H is doing things in the sense where he's getting the most out of someone without them, you know, getting in the ring and, you know, really hurting themselves. He's protecting their physical body while still giving the fans, you know, that taste of that person, the preview of that person coming out. If you go back and watch the 02, 03 versions of SmackDown, Brock Lesnar did some incredible work with Kurt Angle, you know, backstage stuff where it wasn't your stereotypical, you know, I'm the better guy and I'm going to beat you with this. It was like back and forth comedy type thing. And if a wrestler can do that, that immediately shows their range as a you know, character persona.
And he's shown that even recently, like with the MVP and Omos stuff, like people were loving that.
It's because Triple H obviously was there during that time and knows, okay, Brock, you used to do this and you liked it and you were good at it. Now, because Vince booked you into being this beast incarnate, why don't you just take with that and you just be this ass kicker?
I do like that Brock is kind of evolving because, you know, you just mentioned it, but we've talked about it before, about how he used to be when he was the first around, and he was a talker and he was like a high flyer doing moonsaults and crazy stuff like that he doesn't do anymore, which is fine. He's older too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I think that he's in the best position right now to be doing what he's doing, where he's talking on the mic, maybe being silly sometimes, whatever, because it's not like you're forgetting that he's the beast incarnate and he's done this and he's done that and he's beaten Roman and he's whatever, like, you know that. So it's like, it's just kind of cool to see the multiple sides of him, because I do think that people can become kind of boring when they become one-dimensional. If all they are is like, oh, they're just a dominant guy, like, okay, like, it's only so fun for so long. And so you kind of need something added, and this makes it more interesting